Hey y'all, we are having some technical difficulty on Case Discussions channel. So if hopefully you guys can see this and I can drop the link for them so they can come here and hang out. Hi Robin. Okay, good. Okay. Forgive me guys. I was not I was certainly not expecting this when I went into the chat. So if you will just bear with me for about 60 seconds, I want to make sure that I get everything squared away so that case discussion can get in here and search and rescue canine mom can get in here and do their chatty chat. I cannot. Oh my goodness gracious, you guys. Did you ever start sweating because you're terrified of what's happening in your life at that moment? This is me right now. I'm sweating. Good gravy. I'm so sorry. All right. Well, can you guys let me see. Link is posted. I'll be the okay. You guys, Capri, you're so welcome. I'm dropping the link to the StreamYard now. So hopefully Case and Canine Mom, search and rescue Canine Mom. Mo, I'm certainly glad you can because I certainly cannot. Hi, Case Discussion. I just dropped the link for you. If you, I don't know if you can actually come in with your internet problems or how you want to deal with this. You just tell me, sister, you're in charge. We're just giving you the platform. this is your show. This is your show. I am super unprepared and came in to watch, so I apologize. And I don't know what LFT is trying to say to us, but she's clearly trying to communicate. All right. All right. We'll turn that off. We're in StreamYard. All right. Did you guys get the link? Okay. Awesome. Thank you, Rose. I really appreciate you need to, okay, look up. I'm going to paste it again. There you go, madam. I'm in. I'm going to try and stay on with my phone as much as possible. I'm home alone. If it gets worse, I'll do my best. Oh, my goodness gracious. You poor thing. I'm so sorry. We're here for you. We are here for you. We're just jumping in and helping out wherever we can here. Lord knows. So how you doing? How is everyone? Till they get here, how is everyone doing? Let's see, let me make sure. Of course, Capri. Oh my goodness gracious. I'm so glad that we were there at a moment we could help. That would have really been sad. I've been looking forward to this. I have search and rescue, canine mom. I'm gonna wait 1 second until she do me a favor, search and rescue canine mom, give me a thumbs up when you are ready to be added to stream. I don't want to do it without. Oh, look at that picture of that puppy. I'm so excited for this. We're so happy to do this for you, Case Discussion. You just, whenever, you know, whenever you can pop in, pop in. I'm going to add her to stream. Search and rescue, canine mom, you're on mute. Welcome to.
Hello.
Hey, can you guys hear okay?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear us?
Yep. I think we're
Okay,
good to
perfect.
go.
Awesome.
Thank you
Well,
so much for doing this.
are you kidding? We're happy to do this. I'm going to let you take the wheel here and just kind of teach us because I am unprepared. So please forgive me for that. Um, but I'm here, just yes, just stay. LFT, you can pop in anytime. Um, but you just go ahead and tell us what. I don't even know what the topic was, so please forgive me. I am so sorry.
Well, we're just basically talking about, you know, what it is to be a search and rescue handler, what it takes from the dogs and the handler, and what we expect from them, what they expect from us, the differentiation between what's an air scent dog, what is a cadaver dog, what is a human remains decomp dog, what is a trailing dog. There's a bunch of different kinds, and I think a lot of it gets lost in translation,
Mm-hmm.
um, just because people throw out acronyms and assume that everybody understands it. So I think that's why a lot of people get confused and then there's misinformation. So I'll try and clear up what I can. Like I told Case, I'm not going to tell you anything I don't know. If I don't have the answer to your question, I will find the answer and get it to you. So,
Awesome. That's amazing.
yeah, I don't want to put anything out there that isn't, factual. So, and I'm sorry if
Awesome.
you guys have trouble understanding me. Just repeat the question if you, or ask me to repeat it if you can't understand me. So
Um,
I go ahead.
hold on one second. I am hearing. Give me 1 second. I'm hearing. Why am I hearing Spotify? Hold on.
You're hearing
Hold
Spotify?
on. Yeah. Hold on a
I
second.
don't,
Something.
it's not me. I don't have Spotify.
I'm sure. What in the fresh holy. Okay, sorry. All of a sudden, my computer started playing. I don't even have a Spotify account, so I don't even know what the hell happened there. Sorry, I'm so sorry, you guys. I'm so sorry. Okay, search and rescue canine mom. Take it away. I'm
Okay.
gonna start
So
us with.
I see a question in the chat that I have been wanting to talk about since the day I heard it. Um, I have done, I see Mo asked a question. Do dogs really search for adrenaline like Dog the Bounty Hunter said? Um, okay, so when somebody is, uh, let's take a criminal for instance, um, is amped up, their adrenaline's rushing, they run away, they call in a dog to go find this person. Um,
Mhm, mhm.
yes, we secrete, our sense gets stronger, and we secrete those hormones and adrenaline and all kinds of stuff. In my team, I've asked people from Tennessee, Virginia, Pennsylvania, Ohio, um, all the teams that I have worked with,
Mhm.
if anybody has ever heard of, seen, or knows of anybody that's ever trained an adrenaline searching dog. And I got a hard no from everybody. Um,
Oh.
Most of them said, "What are you talking about?" Um, we understand that there can be a surge and that odor can be stronger, but our dogs are not searching for the adrenaline. They are searching off of our scent, our skin cells, that we drop as we walk that we don't even know that we're dropping. So, yes, you have dogs that can sniff. Uh, they use dogs to scent cancer in urine. Um, you have dogs that sniff termites and bed bugs. That's mostly done. The bed bug thing is mostly done in school buildings. Um, you have dogs that do, narcotics and money and people, um, human decomposition. Uh, but never have I found in the past, since I heard that, I really kind of stayed focused on it about the adrenaline, and I cannot find any justification to say yes to that question.
Oh, okay. I was curious how you got started in this.
Um, I had I've always loved dogs and I've always just been an animal person.
Mhm.
Um, by trade, I'm a nurse and a behavioral therapist. Um, I did therapy dogs before, and then I switched over to search and rescue just because I like the intensity of it. Um, I am a humanitarian by nature. I've been volunteering doing stuff since I was 16. So it's just something that I really found that I love, and I am, feel like I'm fairly good at it and understand it. You can always continue to learn. Nobody's ever an expert and perfect. Everybody can always learn something. And
Mhm.
the way we train is always changing and improving. Um, but that's how I got started. I just decided that I was going to do it and just took the plunge. Now, it's very expensive. Um, it's very time consuming. So in 1 week, so we usually train every Sunday. We started about 9 in the morning and ended about 3 in the afternoon, and we train 2 evenings a week. Um, for about 4 or 5 hours in those evenings. Um, so it's a lot of hours and a lot of money. It's very expensive as well. And again, this is all volunteer. Most search and rescue teams that you see are all volunteer. The only ones that really get paid are your deputized dogs that are in the police force.
Oh,
So
okay. Okay.
yeah,
So so this is really a labor of love. Good God.
yeah,
Now,
it's
in the training, do they train you? Because really, I mean, I know the dog's in charge. You're supposed to be in
yes,
charge, but I
they're
know that
yeah.
they're really the ones that are in charge. But what do they train you to do? Like, how did they train you with this new animal?
Okay, so you want to start, a dog can start at any time. Every dog is uh, built with the mindset to search and scent. It is their uh, natural drive, and they have, they, I don't know how to say it to have it not be too technical. Um, it's in the drive of the dog. Okay,
Hmm.
that's just what they do. um and their noses are, for example, we go into a bakery and we smell, brownies or cupcakes or a cake. A dog goes
Hmm.
in and smells the sugar, the cinnamon, the nutmeg. That's how precise their noses are. So, any dog at any age could really start to do search and rescue, but it's always better to start them as babies. The
Okay.
sooner you start, the more adaptable they're going to be. Uh, there's not as many barriers to break down, like as far as being afraid of, I don't know, maybe the dog's afraid of the playground equipment. So you pretty much have to train the dog to be bomb proof, because
Mm,
you never know what you're going to come across. You never know where you're going to be and what kind of sounds and things are going to come into play. Um, as the handler, you have to train right along with that dog. You have to learn their signals to you. They have to learn your signals to them. You have to build a very, very, very solid foundation. The success of the dog is based on the success of the handler. Um,
hmm
our dogs can do amazing things and can be very, very successful at it. But unfortunately, I think sometimes people put them in situations without a solid foundation or handler and expect something of them that was never taught to them in the correct form. Um, so, having that correct foundational training element is huge. Um,
hmm
now, it gets as precise as, so if you are out on a search. Okay, now we use about 35-foot leads. So when Capone goes out, I don't move until Capone is has gone the full 35 feet and my lead is tight on him, and then I start to move. So he's in control. Um, they pull
Can
very
we stop
hard.
for a second? Is your
Yeah,
dog's name Capone? That is
yeah.
the most incredible dog name ever. I love that.
Yeah.
That is so cool. I love that so much.
Yeah, it's Capone.
How fun.
um,
And what kind of
yeah,
dog is Capone?
he's a bloodhound.
He's a bloodhound. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, Hal Capone, not Al How, like how like a dog.
I love it. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh.
So it's you have to be as precise as, um I'm trying to think how to explain this. So imagine being out in the woods with the dog searching, and that lead line that they're on gets caught on a branch and it
Mm-hmm.
pulls them, and they feel that they feel everything that happens in that lead line.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're training, you have to be able to redirect your dog if they are doing, if because dogs are still dogs. If they smell something, if they see something at the bottom of the tree that they want to sniff, they're going to sniff it, But we have a
Mm-hmm.
3-second rule. Okay. You can sniff it for 3 seconds, but then let's keep moving, get back to work. So,
Oh.
yeah. So, you have to be able as a handler to redirect your dog in that moment. That doesn't mean pulling on a leash. That doesn't mean, you know, doing whatever people do to get their yelling, screaming. You have to build that foundation so that dog knows every cue and command that you are giving them. Because if they're on a trail and they're going correctly on the trail, if they get caught on a branch, which they often do, and that lead line pulls, and your way of correcting them is pulling on that leash, they're going to think that they're doing something wrong. Does that make
Mm,
sense?
it does make sense. Yes.
So it's very precise, and those little things are so important. So
Mm-hmm.
important. to having a successful dog. Um,
Mm.
trying to think, what else did you ask? How do we train? I think that's
Yeah,
um,
yeah, basically.
so, you train in urban areas, you train in the woods, you train on the gravel, you train on the macadam, you train on the concrete, you train in buildings, you train in businesses. You have, high contamination areas like Walmart. If a child is lost and was at Walmart, the contamination area and level is so high because there's so much traffic through there.
Right.
So, what we can do if we don't have, let's say, we don't have a scent article, but on the camera of Walmart, we see that that little child touched, before they walked out of the store, they touched the gumball machine on the bottom
Mhm.
right. And we see that. So, what we do is we take a piece of gauze and we go and we put it on that spot with tongs. Generally, some people use gloves. I like to use tongs because it eliminates the risk of contamination.
Mhm.
um,
Mhm.
so you put that gauze on there, and then you put a oh my gosh, I just drew a blank, a Ziploc bag over top
Yes.
of that, and then it goes into that bag. So that is now your scent article that the dog is going to use.
Okay.
Um, if that's in a that's in a situation where you can't get a scent article from a parent or from a friend or whatever it may be.
Mhm.
Um,
Mhm.
so you can go. The details are, you know, very. You don't have to have the person's, last pair of socks that they wore or their hat. There are other ways to get that scent. Another way that a lot of people don't realize is, let's say that there is um, somebody that was attacked and they wrestled with that attacker. And then we now have somebody who is unresponsive or worse. Okay.
Mhm.
But the assailant is gone. You can get that assailant scent off of that victim, and the dog will then follow the trail that that assailant went.
Wow.
So there are
Wow.
many, many ways to get a scent. It doesn't always have to be, you have to have a scent article. There are other ways to get them, and um, it's all in the training and the handling, and how well you do at it is really up to you and your dog. I mean, how hard you train and how much time and effort you put into it
Mhm.
is what you're going to get out of it. It's a huge commitment, but I wouldn't change it for the world. Um,
Hmm. Would you
so
mind educating us on the difference between dogs, like the cadaver is, I know from someone else that I learned that there's a difference between tracking and trailing. Um,
yes,
okay. Do you mind going through all that with us so I can?
sure, sure. Um, okay, so we'll start with, oh, what I'll add to that before I go into this. A lot of people have asked me what the length of time is to train a dog to do this. Um, it varies with every dog. It's just like a person, learning to do something. Some dogs train in 6 months. Some dogs it takes 2 years. It depends how brave they are, how skittish they are, how dedicated you are, how much time you have to put into it. Um, there are some dogs just, now Capone, he loved it and he just got it and he did it. So I was fortunate with that, but you know, we have team members that have been training their dog for a year and a half, and you know, they'll get there. It's just a slower process for them. So
Mhm.
there's no exact time limit for how long it takes.
Okay.
So we have HRD dogs, which are human remain decomposition, and we literally train with human remain decomposition. You
Mhm.
have to. Um, it's just what you have to do, and there are ways to get it, and it all has to be. You know, you don't just. There's very uh, legal ways that you have to get it as search and rescue handlers to
Mhm.
train your dogs on it. Now, not all dogs like human remain decomposition. They don't all just want to smell that. A dog will either show interest in it or they won't. It's pretty, there's never really a gray area for that. They either like it or they don't. Um,
Now,
as
really
far
quick, while
as,
we're on this subject, I have another really quick question that I just want to dive, like, I want to ask you really quick because
uh,
I thought this was fascinating. Well, when it comes to decomp, is it true that everyone smells the same dead, but smells differently alive? In the dog, I'm like going from the dog's perspective, if you will.
um,
That's what I
not
was.
necessarily, because the
Okay.
dogs break down different scents and we all have different pheromones and hormones, and you know, our glands operate differently,
Mhm.
and things secrete differently in every person. So not necessarily. And you have to keep in mind that when someone passes away, they're not all passing away the same way. So there may be other things
Other
happening.
factors involved.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's
All right.
kind of like that bakery analogy, you know, they're breaking down every little smell.
Gotcha. That makes much more. That makes sense to me. Okay. So
Yeah.
the difference
Okay.
between tracking, trailing, and the human, all that. We're back
Right.
to that. I'm
So,
sorry for interrupting you.
no, you're fine. So your HRD dogs or your cadaver dogs, they are going to be they're going to be air scent dogs. Okay? So, I don't know if can you guys put a 1 in the chat if you saw the black dog working on the um Tia help me on the what was it
Are you talking about Diesel, the dog that was out in the looking for Brian
out in the
Laundry
swamp,
in the
yeah,
reserve?
out there the
Yeah, yeah,
other
yeah,
day, yeah,
yeah. So
yeah,
his
if
name is
anybody
Diesel.
saw that,
Yes.
yeah, I just want to see who saw that before I try and use that analogy there.
Rose, Robin, Mo, awesome. You guys saw Diesel. That dog was
Okay.
incredible, right? Sandy.
Okay.
Thank you all for being here, by the way. We're just
Yes,
filling in for
thank
case
you.
discussion. This is her channel for the evening. She's just switched addresses.
Yes, Case is amazing.
She's all, isn't she? God love
She
her.
is. I know.
All
Not
right, the
you.
only one who
Okay.
hasn't seen it is Hez. So
Okay.
everyone else seems to
So
knows what you're talking about.
okay, so the dog was had his head up in the up position and was weaving back and forth, was running into areas, coming back out, head up, and he was off lead from his handler. Um, and what he was doing was that an air scent dog is going to, if they're, how can I say this? So typically, what we see from a cadaver dog or
Mm-hmm.
HRD dog is that weaving back and forth.
Yes.
Weaving. Okay. So what they're doing is they're signaling when they go right and then they turn and they come left. If you picture your body kind of like in a half moon, or the dog's body in a half moon. So once their head starts facing left after going to the right, that's a negative. That's the negative area, the area that their
Oh.
body's facing. And now they're going to the left with where their head is facing to try and check that area.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll tell you, this is going to sound weird, but when I'm talking about this, I do have to be careful what I'm saying and how I say it, because Capone is right here. And there are certain words you don't say unless you are
Oh.
out working. Yeah. So I'm trying to catch myself sometimes. Um, so that's what
Poor
you
Capone
said.
thought he was off for the night.
Yeah. Yeah. He's down here. He just looked up at me. He was sleeping.
Oh.
um, so yeah, Diesel, I think that's what you said his name was.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
He was air scenting, so his head was up.
Oh.
He is following any scent that he can get that would be human remain decomposition. So obviously, we know that that doesn't go away. The human remains can be out there, um, and they're not following a specific HRD scent. Those
Mm-hmm.
scents are not specified. They are strictly decomposition. And that's what they train to smell. It's not Joe Schmo from down the road's decomposition. It's just decomposition. And that's
Okay. Okay.
all they're looking for. Does that make sense?
That does make sense. I get that.
Okay.
And how long?
So,
Somebody asked how long scents last before a dog can't pick them up.
which
Is there
one?
is
Decomp or
decomp?
live
Well, let's
scent?
start with decomp. Let's start with
Decomp, they
decomp.
can find them for as long as they're out there.
Well past. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So
Okay.
the longest recorded live scent find was in Oregon, and it was 3 hikers that went missing. And it was a group of 3 bloodhounds and their handler that found these people after it was 13 days over. I believe it was over 300 hours of scent trail work, and it was in a forest in Oregon.
Oh,
But
wow.
13 days was how long they were out there looking. Now, with your, I'll get into that then about scent and how it lasts and how it changes. But I want to stay. We were talking about the types of dogs. So
Mm-hmm,
your
mm-hmm.
cadaver dog, I explained how they work, and that smell can be out there for as long as it's out there.
Okay.
Then you have your air scent dogs. So air scent dogs are off lead as well. So they're not on a lead line. That really there's no specific breed that is better than another. If a dog is able to do it, likes it, is trained well, and it works, then it works. I'm not one to say that this breed is better than this breed, or they all have the same drive.
Mm-hmm.
Their drives may be different. What they're, you know, a bloodhound may be better at man trailing, whereas uh, a shepherd may be better on air scent because their recall is better. So air scenting, your dog can be 80 to 100 yards away from you and they're off lead. We usually put a bell on them so you can hear
Mhm.
where they're at and you follow that bell. Um, so what they do is they go out and they sweep the same way. Uh, they look for those scents, and they're looking for it literally what it says. They're looking for that scent in the air, and that can be a fresh scent. Um, and what they do then is if they find something, they then recall to their handler, they come back to their handler, signal their handler, and then the handler has a command word like take me, and they then follow that dog, and the dog takes them right to the spot where they hit on a scent.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah, so you don't see them, and that's why you don't see bloodhounds out just gallivanting around. You generally see like Belgian Malinois, golden retrievers, labs, German shepherds, because the bloodhound recall is not as good as those other dogs. Bloodhounds are, they want to smell everything, they want
Hmm.
to chase everything, they're ornery, and they're not known to want to please their owner. It's just who they are. They're stubborn, they're bullheaded, and if they're out there off lead and they see a bunny and they want to chase it, they're probably going to chase the bunny. So that's
Wow.
why bloodhounds are typically seen doing man trailing, and they're good at it. You
Hmm.
know, that's
That's their forte.
bloodhounds are built in a way that, so all the wrinkles that you see on their faces, um, they have what we call a funnel under their neck that goes down their chin, down their neck, and that funnel leads up over their bottom lip right up to their nose. And what happens is the scent gets in that funnel and it then stays there. So that's how they recall their scent as they're working. It stays in there and they're able to recall it. Their
Oh,
ears
okay.
are long for the reason of when they are down on the ground sniffing and going back and forth, their ears, what their ears do is they sweep the ground and kick up those skin cells and those scents, and they're able to follow the trail.
Just to back up for 1 second, because I want to make sure that everyone understands. I mean, I know that I understand the skin cell thing, but I don't know that everyone does. Do you? I'm sorry
Okay.
about my dog. Would you mind just letting everyone know how we shed and what the dogs are like? To my understanding, we're shedding all the time, and as we walk
Yes.
around, it's these skin cells that the dogs pick up on.
Yes.
And that's how. Is that correct?
Yes. Yep. We're shedding all the time. Little dead skin cells, and that has our scent, and that's what they're tracking.
Okay.
And the perfect search scenario is a cool day that is kind of, there's some moisture with no wind. So if you picture your skin cells, like, people put lotion on, okay?
Hmm.
And that's to moisturize our skin. So if you think about it, the skin cells that fall off of us, the more the heat, the more heat, the more dry, the hotter it is, those skin cells are going to dry out. Okay. If
Hmm.
it's a moist area, those skin cells stay moist and the scent is stronger. It's more intense for the dog. So what can
Really?
happen, yes. So what can happen is, let's say that um, if you have a really hot sunny day
Mm-hmm.
and it's you have a search going on all day and you're kind of there's you're hitting but you're not hitting on stuff, and you want to give the dogs, okay, and we give the dogs breaks. They don't just work straight through, we give
Mm-hmm.
them breaks. um it can be beneficial to then go out in the evening or at night when there's some moisture in the air and those skin cells have rejuvenated and gotten some moisture into them, and that scent is going to be stronger.
Mm-hmm.
So
I don't know if you
terrain,
guys can hear
temperature.
the squeaking in the background. That's my dog. I apologize if you can hear that.
I don't hear
Okay,
it.
good. Sorry. He has a duck that he likes to. He
Oh
follows.
yeah. Yeah,
He's
Capone
a.
was doing that today when I was working. He sat his squeaky duck right on my computer and decided to squeak it.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Um, so yeah, that's how the skin cells work. If you kind of think about them like putting lotion on your skin,
Mm-hmm.
you're moisturizing, and uh, if it rains, it can stir up the scent um, and make it stronger. Uh, it can
Did anyone
push,
else think that the rain would make it worse? See, where like moisture would make it
like
worse.
wash it
I always
away.
did. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's how I.
they can catch a scent in a puddle, in a gutter.
Gosh.
It's pretty interesting. I saw somebody ask about dead animals versus human remains.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going to mistake an animal for a human.
Two different smells,
Yeah.
right, or scents,
Yep. Yep.
or in their case, probably a million different scents.
Yes. Yes. I'm trying to think. I know that there were questions that people asked about.
I do. I have some questions for you.
Okay, I have
Um,
some here too. I'm just trying to remember them all. Uh, the water. Okay, so somebody asked about water and losing the scent. That's a controversial topic on how people search water. Um, we we primarily train on the Coker method, which is a man who uh, trains dogs, and his method is pretty spot on for bloodhounds, particularly. Um, but if you have a dog that, if your dog goes to the edge of the water and continues to signal to you and alert you that they want to keep going, then there's probably a really good chance that they know that that scent is going into the water. Some dogs will want to check the whole perimeter of the
mhm,
water. That's a really good sign. And some people stop right there and take that as their signal that it's now law enforcement's turn. They can go in with the divers, with the boats, with all of that. The dog doesn't need to go do that.
mhm.
Uh, some people think that they should take their dog in. That's all up to your
But
training and
relative to the trainer.
right, right. Now I feel as though, me personally, I feel as though if I'm led to the water and the dog continues to signal that to me, then we're done.
Gotcha.
They've done what they've, he's done what he needs to do.
Mission accomplished.
Yeah. Yeah. The dogs on the front of the boats, those are air scent dogs and cadaver dogs usually. Somebody asked in the chat about that.
Okay.
So they'll have different signals, and every handler, we try to use their natural given instincts from excitement to jump on us,
Uh-huh.
to signal us, but not every dog wants to do that. Like Capone. Capone wants to sit down because he's lazy at times. So when he finds
Yes.
something, he just sits down and looks at you.
So that's
But
his signal.
that's his signal. Yeah. Even he's so chill. Like when we do anything that has to do with going in through a door, he sits down and leans on it. Like it's just extra lazy. It's not,
Oh,
yeah, it's so unnecessary, but that's what he does. That's what works for him. And I know that's his signal. So that's just
that's
how
it.
he does it. Yeah.
Yeah,
But a lot of dogs jump. They get really excited. And the more excitement you give a dog, the better they're going to do. And their paycheck is that reward at the end. They want to go chase their toy. That's all they want. That's their paycheck. They just want their toy.
that was my next question is, do they
Yep.
feel disappointment if they don't accomplish
No,
their
because
job, if
we
you will?
always praise them. We always praise them, even if they get off the trail, even if they lose the scent. You always praise
Good.
for
Okay.
the work that they've done for you. Um, and you have to learn your dog and know when they're off track, or generally a dog, the rule of thumb is take 3 steps backwards, and a good dog will be able to get back on their scent and keep going. So as a handler, you just take 3 steps back with your dog and they'll be able to get themselves squared away and back on track.
Oh my
So,
gosh.
because
Are
they
you
do get off
able,
trail.
oh, I'm sure that they, well, I mean, thinking about how many things they have going on in their nose and tasting, because they
Well,
taste as well, do they not? Or am I making that up?
yeah, and I think people think they're just just straight on working constant. I mean, let's be real about it. If the dog has to stop and poop, then the dog's gonna stop. They're gonna stop and go to the bathroom. Like
Right, right,
they're still dogs. They're
right.
it, that's just what they do. And if you're in somebody, uh, if you're somewhere, like let's say that you're on a trail looking for somebody and you go through a park and there's you know 10 kids playing basketball, the
Hmm.
dog should go and check those kids. They'll go and sniff and say, oh, you're not my person. Nope, you're not my person. Nope, you're not it either. Nope. So when we're training and we're in busy areas, we say, sorry, he's going to check you, you know, and some people don't mind it. Some people don't like it at all. So, you just have to keep moving at that point. But so they will check everybody that they come in contact with, generally, to make sure that that's not the person they're looking for.
Okay. Wow. This is so, I mean, is everyone getting this? Like, I'm so excited. I have like a million questions. Like I said, I intended on sitting back and watching and asking in chat. So I'm completely unprepared, but I'm like all giddy because, first of all, I have 3 dogs. And years ago, I had a golden retriever that I wanted to train just to go and visit people, elderly kids, whatever. And he was amazing. He was 15 years old and he was
Oh,
amazing. And then now I have 3 little dogs and I love them all. I mean, I'm an animal lover. So Canine search and rescue, they absolutely blow my mind. And the people that volunteer to do this, I mean, thank you. Because how many people have you helped? Do you know how
Oh,
many cases
no.
have you been on?
I have no idea.
So many. That's
I don't
amazing.
know. Yeah. Between um, just in the last probably 3 months, we had a case. I'm from Pennsylvania.
Okay.
Um, we had a case. You can look it up in this area. It was Linda. I'm not going to be able to say this because of my mouth. My mouth. Linda
Oh,
Stoltzfus. She
okay.
was an Amish girl, and she was missing. And it was a very, very heavy wooded area. It was multiple nights of searching, and there was success in it. But unfortunately, she was deceased. But
You were able to find her
that
though.
was a long, hard search. Yeah.
Oh,
Um, in the mountains. And yeah, so you can look up that case. Um, we had somebody that there was one, somebody came across, I guess there was a warrant, and that's how it started. This person stopped in the middle of the road, jumped out of their car, let their car sit there, and went into the wilderness. And
mhm,
they knew this person was out there, but they couldn't find her. And how our dogs tracked and came to a resolution was the air scent dogs would search, and this answers the one question in the chat about I think it's LFT put it,
mhm.
how the dogs work together. Yes, they can work in an area together and narrow that area down. um, so let's say that you're in 100 acres of area that person could be anywhere out there. So the air scent dogs go in and eliminate certain areas. So now we know that it's not in this area. Now we've got it narrowed down to 75 acres. So now let's bring the trailing dogs in that are your hard trailers, fresh scent, nose to the ground, which is what Capone does. Um,
Wow.
then they take their trail as far as they can. And when they kind of come to a resolution, then the air scent dogs come back in. And now we're searching, you know, 65
Mhm.
acres. We've eliminated another 10. And it just
Narrowing
keeps
it
getting
down.
smaller. And what you can end up doing, like something like that, you can end up pushing someone out because they're going to try and get away. If they feel like there's dogs on to them or people, they're going to keep moving, keep moving. And that's what ended up happening. She
Mhm.
got pushed out. So there's different ways of doing things. Um, it's not all just fresh scent, nose trail, or
Right.
decomp. Um, I'm trying to think. I thought you asked me something else, and I can't remember now. Or
Uh,
somebody said something. It was on my mind, and I lost it. Um, da, da, da. Oh, about I think a lot of people have asked about how long does the scent last and
yes.
how does that work. Um, scent ages. Um, there are some people that train solely on aged scent and they focus on it, they work hard on it. The dog has to be very, very, very stable in their foundation and understand scent like top of the line. They have to be able to decipher all those scents. Now, dogs do decipher all the scents, but they have to really be able to take it down to, it's almost like being an accountant, you know? They
Mm-hmm.
really have to break down what they're smelling. Um, a dog will be, our scent can pull, what we call pulling.
Yes.
And let's say that you have somebody that was in a playground and they went missing from the playground. But they were playing on that playground for like 2 hours running around. So their
Mm-hmm.
scent's going to be everywhere, all over that playground. And they ran that way and they ran back there and up there. So they're, the dog will circle and break down which scent is the freshest scent and which one they need to follow. They will eliminate the older scents and follow the freshest scent. They're able to decipher which one is the most recent, and then you have your trail, and that's where you go. So they figure that out. We don't.
Wow. That is, I mean, they are just, are they not amazing?
Yeah.
It's so cool. Do you, yeah, also, do you have everyone's asking if you have a YouTube channel. Do you have a YouTube channel?
No, this is the first time I've ever been on YouTube.
Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? You're doing
No.
so well. Thank you.
No. Yeah, I've never been on YouTube.
Oh, this is amazing. Well, thank you for joining Case Discussion, because we're not Decipher Podcast tonight. We're Case Discussion.
Yeah, yeah.
We're just on Decipher Podcast channel, but we're going to try and figure this out so she can upload it on her channel, because we want to make sure that she gets all the credit for this. We are just a stand-in for her, and she's having internet trouble, which is why we sent everyone over here.
Right.
Thank you all so much for coming over. We really appreciate it, and for being so respectful to our friends. And let's see, does anyone have any questions? I know that you had some work on your mouth today, so I don't want to keep you if you're not feeling 100%.
Yeah,
But I
no,
want to make
I'm good.
sure you're
I just
good.
want to make
Okay.
sure that I answered everybody's questions. I know that
Yeah. Why don't we open
I'm gonna
chat up
try
for
and get
questions?
Capone up here if I can wake him up.
Oh, we want to see Capone.
Yeah, hold on. I'll see if I can rouse him. 1 second.
Sure thing. And if anybody has any questions in the meantime, go ahead and throw them in the chat, and we'll try and get those answered before we take off. It has been interesting, Kez. Thank you. And thank you everyone for, I know, Hummingbird. Thank you so much for everyone coming over here at the last minute. I know this was a little bit stressful for everyone. So I just want to take a second to thank you all for popping by. I saw Dave come in. Hey, Dave, how you doing? I don't know what you're doing buying houses. That's amazing. Congratulations. Awesome.
Okay, I'm trying to get
Uh,
him to stay up. He's sleeping.
oh, well, maybe he's had a rough day. Look at
Capone.
him. Oh, look at his grumpy little face. Mom, you woke him up.
I know,
Jeez,
he's not
Willikers.
happy. Yeah.
Oh, what a sweet. And how much does he weigh?
Um, right now he's about 90 pounds right now.
He
So
is, oh my God, I could eat him
he's
up.
8 months. Yeah, he's just 8 months.
That's it. Oh, look at it.
Yeah.
I want to
Trying to
lay
get him to
down,
sit up.
Mom.
Yeah.
Oh, is he
Yep.
the best? Only 8 months
Oh,
old, and you guys have worked
yeah.
so hard already.
Yeah. There he goes.
Oh,
Yeah.
hi,
I'll
Bud.
tell him. Say hi. Okay.
Hi.
All right. Bye.
Oh, Capone. That's amazing. I love that. So does anyone have any questions? I know Capone is the star. Uh, that is not a, oh,
A
LFG type.
Capone you like.
I know, right? Right? Thank you, Capone, for taking time out. We hope you get a little extra something for your uh, waking you up. We won't say what
Yeah.
because in my house that turns into a whole.
Uh-huh. Well, I was
That's
just hoping he would be
certain words we
quiet
don't clearly.
because he's
Does he
loud
snore?
when he's riled up. No, just when
Oh,
he gets hyper, he's very loud. That bloodhound
mm-hmm.
bark is, yeah, it's loud. So,
Oh. Now, what
but
are your
he's back.
thoughts on the Brian Laundrie case and that search with the dogs there? Do you have any thoughts on that? I don't. I
Um,
mean, positive or negative, I don't. So.
okay. I've had, in case knows this, I've had the same opinion um about the is it the Carlton Reserve, I think it's called?
Yes,
Is
it
it the
is. Mm-hmm.
Carlton Reserve? Okay. Um I from the beginning, and this is my opinion. My
Mm-hmm.
opinion, don't anybody come for me. Um I've never thought that he was there. I have always thought that they're looking for something in there. Like
That's
something
what
was
I think.
pinging in there, something was,
Mm-hmm.
whether it was a phone or a watch or something,
Mm-hmm.
and they have specific dogs searching for something
That piece of
electronic
equipment.
because there are
Yeah.
dogs that search electronics.
Okay.
So um
That's kind of your
that's
take on it.
my thought on the the reserve. Um
Okay.
as far
Now,
as
wait, hold on. I want to ask about the CW case dog where the dog wanted to go. Okay. Oh, Lord have mercy. Please don't get me into the Chris Watts case. Good gravy.
now the other
I
one is well we can stay on the one first.
I was gonna say
Brian
laundry, but then I was
Laundry, and
gonna
then
bring up
I'll,
Summer
yeah.
Wells.
Now I am curious to know if they use the dogs at all with the vehicle being at the reserve, and if the dogs hit on him actually being in that parking lot, or did the parents just put that car there and there was no scent hit on that parking lot? Does that make sense?
Yes, and I have the same question because, well, my opinion is that, and again, we're discussing my opinion only, and it's not the opinion of everyone on panel here. But my opinion is the parents may have dropped that car off, and he took
Yeah.
off
Yeah.
earlier on, and that's been a red herring. But that's just an opinion. It doesn't. I have no fact-based information on that, so I hate saying it out loud.
Yeah. I agree. I don't think I still it just the way they've done it, it really appears to me that they're looking for something in there, not someone.
Interesting. Something versus someone.
Because remember what I said earlier, that the longest trail ever done was 13 days. So,
We're well into a month.
right,
Mm-hmm.
unless he's in there, and I honestly I don't know if he was in there how the dogs wouldn't have pushed him out, because
That's
those
what I
air scent
thought
dogs are
too.
too fast and they cover too much ground too quickly. So that's
Okay.
why I think that, let I mean, let's be honest, the dogs are much smarter than us. There are times when I look at Capone and go like, what are you doing? And then my subject's right there in front of me. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
okay,
I get that.
I'll just hold on to the leash, sir. Like,
Yep. So I said they're in charge. We're just there.
yeah. Somebody said how
How do you
Robin
protect their
Owens,
paws?
how do you
Yeah.
protect their paw? That's a mouthful for me. Um, well, that's our main job out there, is to keep them safe. We give our dogs breaks. We stop for water. We carry water on our backs. We carry first aid kits for them. Um, Everything that you would carry for a person to be safe, we carry for our animals to be safe. Um,
Mm,
if we have to know the signs of fatigue, of pain, of if they're just done, because
mm-hmm.
they they get there too. But their drive is so much higher than ours to work. And dogs,
Because it's amazing.
historically, their what I was saying earlier was about their drive to decipher scent and
Mm-hmm.
know uh, what scent is what. The dogs that couldn't handle or couldn't find scent to get themselves through life have been, what's the word? I'm drawing a blank. Have been, that population is gone of those
Mm-hmm.
dogs, because survival of the fittest. So every canine has that drive and that ability to smell, search, find. That's how they live. That's how they feed their young.
Mm-hmm.
They hunt. It's just certain dogs have a higher drive for certain things. So our job is to make sure, because that drive is so high, is to always make sure they're safe, to be aware. We have trackers on us that track the temperature, the humidity, the pressure in the air, everything. So
Mm-hmm.
and we log all of that in, some people, write it in a logbook. Some people keep it on their computer, and you log everything that your dog did, how they responded, how long they were able to go before they, all kinds of stuff. And then you're bringing all that together and evaluating your dog so you can do better the next time, and you can provide them with the best environment possible.
I love that. I love that you're taking that you're taking care of them, but in reality, they're taking care of you. Isn't that kind
Yeah.
of? I just I
Yeah.
love that. Love
Yeah.
it.
It's like the bumper sticker, who rescued who? Like,
It's real. It's true. It's
it
so
is. It's
true.
very true. Right. It's very
It's
true.
so true. Does anyone have any further questions? Because I'm really hoping that you will come back on Case Discussions channel and do this again. I know this is your first time and you did amazing.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
really hoping that you'll come back and do
Oh
this
yeah, I was
again.
thinking about that. I was gonna do some, maybe I was thinking if anybody be interested, if not, it's fine too. My feelings won't be hurt. Um, of him training, and then you can watch him and I can kind of explain what he's doing and how he's doing it.
Oh
So
my God, that would be amazing.
you can see what he's doing and how he's doing it and how the signals work. And kind of, kind of a visual to what
Oh my
I'm
God, that would
talking
be
about.
so awesome. I personally, I would love it. I
Well, I
know
can,
Case Discussion would love it.
just on a walk at night, well, not even at any time of the day, he's like, his nose is to the ground, and it's just this constant back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And he's snorting and going on because he's trying to pick up scents of I don't know what, but he smells everything.
He's just
So,
always working.
yep, nose to the ground, doing the zigzag all the time. But,
Yeah, it looks like the audience would really love to see. how you train. That would be amazing. So that's something you can work out with case discussion. And I mean, we'll definitely be there for that one.
Yeah, next week
And
I go to the International Institute of Bloodhound Training to train with him, and um, we might get some good GoPro camera stuff there
that
uh,
would be awesome.
that we could um, watch, and I could maybe get some other dogs too and explain what they're doing.
Oh,
But
that would be a case discussion. I know that, yeah, I'm like on the
yeah,
edge of my seat. So I know she's like, yes,
yeah,
don't take this away from me. No, we wouldn't do
yeah,
that. Like I
yeah,
said, this is Case Discussions channel for the evening. We are
yes,
merely filling in. She has had some internet issues, and we wanted to make sure that Search and Rescue Canine Mom was here, and her voice and Capone's voice was heard.
yeah, yeah.
Mr.
Um,
Capone.
how long is a typical dog search career? Well,
Does that
it
depend on the
depends.
dog?
It depends on the dog. It depends on, uh, you know, their um, what's the word? I can't think. Their body composition.
Mm-hmm.
Like you have smaller dogs that are a little more um agile and what's the when somebody's can jump around, and what's the word I'm looking
Yeah,
for?
yeah. Well, agile. I get that. Yeah, they're like
Yeah,
more. Yeah.
those are the dogs, the ones that are more agile. They're going to be able to probably work longer and harder physically,
Okay.
but like your bloodhounds and big your bigger dogs, their hips are going
Mm-hmm.
to get sore. They're more prone to hip dysplasia and
Displacer. Yep.
all of that stuff. So that just depends on, and plus the handler, that's something I didn't touch on a whole lot, is that when we train, so when you start learning search and rescue, you have to train, and the speed that you allow your dog to go and pull, how hard they pull on you, you have to anticipate keeping that pace up for at least 4 to 8 miles. So if
Good.
you
Okay.
start training your
Repeat that one
dog,
one more time for me.
okay.
Holy cow.
So, okay, the first time, here's a good one. The first time I took Capone in the woods to train with him, we were doing puppy runaways, which is like he finds the subject and then they have his toy or his treats and they run away from him and he wants to go and chase them and find them. So we were doing that, and he was all amped up and hyper and running around, and there were these two big logs. We jumped over the first one. Capone jumped over the second one. I attempted to jump over the second one, but I went flat on my face and I literally like heard my head like vibrate in the ground.
Oh
But I didn't
god.
let go of the leash. That's the main thing. Don't let go of the leash. And I hopped up and we kept going. But you
Oh
have
my god.
to, your pace, you have to be able to keep that pace. You have to imagine keeping it for 4 to 8 miles, because you don't ever know how long that
Miles.
trail's going to be. Miles, yes. So you don't
People.
want to train your puppy that you're going to run to pull as hard as me running behind him. That pull would be a lot harder because I'm allowing him more speed. So I would
Right.
have to keep up that running speed for 4 to 8 miles. So you have to find your own pace and what works for you as well as a handler.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you can be in the woods, you can be in the swamp, you can be in the middle of a city, you can be in Walmart, you can
Mm-hmm.
be. all kinds of places. So you just have to make sure when you're training that you set your own pace. So going
Right.
back to how long does a dog last? Well, their career also depends on their handler.
Wow.
So
I would watch a whole YouTube channel on search and rescue dogs too. I really would. Like,
yeah,
I find it so incredibly fascinating, and you do have to be in good shape. And I
I
want to
don't
say
consider
thank
myself
you.
in good shape though at all.
You have to be in order to keep that pace up, though. I almost lost my chair when you said that. So I was like,
Well,
repeat that?
I told Case the other day I just ordered Capone a new harness to work in, and it was $275 just for his
Oh my God.
harness. And I explained to her that the reason that you have to invest and get good, at least for him, and it's not all of them, but Capone pulls. He's strong,
Mm-hmm.
he pulls, and there's a lot of pressure on his chest. So I make sure that his harness is custom made to protect his chest. So he
Okay.
doesn't have constant pressure on his
The
chest and he
pulling.
gets sore from the pulling because naturally
Mm-hmm.
he's going to pull.
Of course. Of course.
So,
Oh, wow.
yeah, I've gotten, I think it was three or four, the Maya Malete,
Yeah.
that case, they reached out to me to come search out there a few times. And I told that I guess the way they do their searches out there is they only know a week ahead of time, like a week in advance, the area that they're going to search.
Mm-hmm.
And I told them that they're in California, I'm in Pennsylvania. It takes a lot to get a search dog to, you know what I mean? Like I would
Yeah.
need a lot more notice than
You need
five
more
days,
time.
which
Yeah.
yeah is unfortunate. But um,
Mhm.
I sent information to some of the other people I know that are more that direction. Hopefully they
Okay.
can go help. But I guess it got. I'm not sure how the information got to them for me. I'm really not sure about that.
That's pretty
So
cool, though. That's
yeah,
really pretty cool.
yeah.
So,
So
all right. Well, we're going to end this, but thank you everyone for popping in and saying hi to Capone and Search and Rescue Canine Mom. We really appreciate everything, all the information, and like I said, I know that you and Case are gonna, do really huge things with this training. I'm so excited for that. I'm super
yeah,
excited for that, and I want to thank you so much for taking the time to do this with all of us tonight and for waking up our friend over there, Capone, and showing him off. He's
yeah.
he's adorable.
He's currently trying to figure out how to get comfortable again. He keeps going from the couch to the floor, the couch to the floor
Oh,
since I woke
well,
him
thank
up.
you, and I hope that you're feeling better.
Thank
And
you.
thank you, everyone. Please say thank you, everyone in chat. Please say thank you to Search and Rescue Canine Month and to Capone for joining us this evening. And
Did
we hope
everybody
to,
see Capone that was in here? Did
yeah.
everybody get to
Oh,
see him?
do you guys want to see him again? Are we allowed
Did
to see him
anybody?
again?
Yeah, you can see him again. Hold on.
Yeah, we want to see him again. I could look at him all day. Hummingbird. That's what my dog looks like.
Oh,
Oh,
Capone.
there's a little beast right there. Look at his face. Oh my God. 8 months old, you guys. 8 months
Yeah,
old. Oh,
he's so sleepy.
he's a hard worker. He's
Yeah.
working all the time, that guy. Hi, buddy. Oh,
Say hi.
he's like, I don't want to talk to any of you people. None of you. The whole lot of you bothering me, right?
He's like, can I go back to sleep?
Hello,
Uh,
Capone. Thank you for everything you do, sir.
can you look over there?
Thank you, handsome. Oh, what a great guy.
Big baby. Huh.
Thank you again, and I
Yes, thank
really
you
hope
for
you're
having me.
feeling better.
And
We will
um
have you anytime, anytime.
yeah, I'm happy to, like I
We'll
said,
have you
I'll
back on
answer
our
what I
channel.
can.
We'll have you back on our channel in case can have you on hers, and we'll just get as much information from you as we can because this has been a pleasure. Honestly, I've learned so much.
Yeah, and if anybody has questions or wants to know anything that I didn't cover, like I said before, uh, I will find the answer if I don't have the answer. Um, and I will try and get that information to you. So I
Awesome.
appreciate you
Thank
having me
you.
tonight and helping out with the internet issue. And
Oh my
I
gosh.
think
Well, we're here to support case discussion, and she's so amazing.
she is
She's been
amazing. I love her.
so kind to us that it's the least we could do. So we all say goodbye to Capone and thank you so much.
Yes, thank you everybody for listening. I hope that it was not too garbled.
Not at all. No, it was great. Thanks, you
Okay.
guys. Have a great night, and we'll catch up soon.
All right. Bye, y'all. Thank you.